And you can see a guard of honour that's being formed by the parents of the Melbourne Storm players down at Amy Park. And it is a big afternoon, of course, for Nicho Hynes. He's got a clash against Cameron Munster. Is that a look towards what might happen on Wednesday week? The Dally M Player of the Year. 10 try assists and 17 line break assists for Nicho Hynes this year, which shows how he likes to run the ball to the line. He tries to engage the defenders, so it must be a joy to play outside and around more generally. Here's Christian Welsh, popular figure at Melbourne. And I'd imagine even a coaching guru like Craig Bellamy would have taken a few days to diagnose precisely what occurred in the second half against the Cowboys last week, Andrew Johns. It was 14 all at half-time. Melbourne leaked 31 points in the second half, and the 45 points they conceded was the most the club has leaked in a game in 20 years.
Yeah, very unlike the Melbourne Storm. You can see the families, mums and dads, wives, kids. Big moment for the Melbourne Storm, but yeah, very unlike the Storm. You never, ever, ever see them capitulate like they did last week. The defence was awful, and this is what this club is built on. Strong, resilient defence. Congrats
to Nick Meaney, 100th game. Well done to the club for involving his family in the lead-up during the week. His 35th game for Melbourne today. Started at Newcastle. He had 60 games at Canterbury before heading to play under Craig Bellamy, where he's been an invaluable member of this team, filling the role for Ryan Pappenhausen, who's had a long time out, but also has spent time playing on the wing and at 5'8". And there's Dale Finucane, 152 games for Melbourne, played in 4 grand finals. He's a certified legend of the Melbourne Storm club. And Sifa Talakai, the weapon on the left edge. Cronulla's left side attack, the best in the competition. They've usurped South Sydney, who used to dominate in that area. So Sunday footy is underway in Melbourne, and Will Warbrick triggers the first collision of the afternoon. A real try scorer, Warbrick, as he becomes more familiar with rugby league. He's a Rugby Sevens Olympic gold medalist, silver medalist. Wonderful athlete. Now Welsh. Played to Harry Grant, now to Josh King. The ever reliable lock forward. He's played all 12 games this year. Gets through a ton of work. And now Kama Kamitha. Tackled by Hamlin Uele, who's been promoted to the starting team, and Munster with his first searching kick of the afternoon, taken by this try-scoring whiz, Will Kennedy, and he's already broken the first tackle. 12 tries in 11 games and 2 hat-tricks so far in 2023. Now Sifa Talakai. Handled well by Grant. Long pass by Brayley and through Finucane. And it comes away now to the giant Royce Hunt, who plays ball out the back. Finucane now. Some second phase footy from the Sharks. They love to move the football, and they've got the conditions to suit that style of play today. And Hamlin Uele. And now Brayley and Hynes with an attacking kick of sorts. It was a fraction deep perhaps, and Xavier Coates, the recipient, in the corner.
The first set of 6 in attack. They rolled down the field around 60 metres, Cronulla. You know, the Storm early in the game tried to restrict their opposition to around 30 metres.
Grant for Welsh. Whoop. Out the back it came. Safely to hand, and now back to Nick Meaney. Leading try scorer for Melbourne of the players in the lineup today, with 8 leading point scorer for the Storm this year as well. And here's our first penalty of the afternoon.
That's a side to attack. You spoke about their left side scoring the most points. Their left side can be very vulnerable in defence. The Sharks.
Talakai and Mulatalo, they've scored 25 tries down that side already this year. Roxor Diamonds Ronaldo. I wonder what it'll be today. He can do some freakish things, but He can throw the odd shocker in as well. And now Karma Kamitha now. Melbourne set up in good real estate. Grant, right Munster, dummies, takes them on. That was an important tackle by Royce Hunt. On the 10-metre line, Grant goes at them and he engages Welsh with a pass. He's pretty much under the black dot there with Brayley the main tackler. Grant, King, Hughes. Stopped by Wilton. Harry Grant. Oh, it hit the post. It bounced back to Tui Karma Kamitha.
I'll give it a try.
Well, they got such a great target over the left-hand side with Xavier Coates. So that Sharks right side defence would be always wary of the kick out to the winger over Katoa. But this time Harry Grant just jumps out of dummy half, gets a few defenders interested on the Isuzu MUX replay, just pushes it into the post. Beautiful hands by big Tui Kamikamitha. He'd be 6'3", gets down nice and low. Look at that, comes off the post. Oh, straight into the bread basket.
Oh, hang on. He can't have. Mate, those hands, look at the size of them. Surely he didn't drop that ball.
He can't have.
Well, are you going to tell him no? Look at the size of him. Let's just watch this.
Oh. That's the best bounce you could ever imagine.
Have a look.
White line fever. Oh, he's dropped it.
He's dropped it.
They just get too excited.
Well, how many tries do you reckon he's scored? Not in NRL, his whole life.
But he hasn't scored one this year, I can tell you. That's an anxious-looking face if I've ever seen one.
Hang on, where's
Ashley
the
Klein
referee?
is moving. Oh, confirmed.
Try confirmed. It's such a weapon. Kicking out a dummy half, close to the line. It's nearly impossible to defend.
Okay, well, they must have had a better look than us in the bunker. Nick Meaney with a conversion.
Thanks, mate. Okay, it's really basic. I don't know if we can play around with the settings. Thanks. Let's stay behind, guys.
Big Tui Karma Kamitha, right place, right time. 6-0 in favour of Melbourne over Cronulla, the Storm, with 5 wins in their last 6 against the Sharks. And they've settled into this one nicely at home on Sunday afternoon. It's also home for Billy Slater, who is basking in some winter sunshine sideline. Hello, Billy.
Hello, Tomo. Not a whole heap of sunshine at the moment. There's a bit of cloud, but lucky there's no rain. Conditions down here are perfect for rugby league. There's a slight breeze behind the Cronulla Sharks, which is keeping this newly laid surface nice and dry. So we just saw there Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes and Harry Grant very prominent in the attack of the Melbourne Storm. So good conditions to play footy.
It's shocked to read, actually, that from an attacking perspective, points per game average, Melbourne have the 13th best attacking record in the comp. 13th. That's very unfamiliar. And Welsh with an excellent run.
Well, he's made a difference already since he's been back. Already in the game, only a couple of minutes long. He's had 2 late offloads.
Oh, Meaney nearly pinched that from Ronaldo.
Yeah, 2 late offloads. He had a couple of early tip-ons. He's going to be that distributor through the middle for Melbourne. Wonder how that'll change their fortune in scoring tries.
A fierce run there from Sifa Talakai, and here goes Ramian now. Penalty Cronulla, offside.
No. It's 10-metre penalty. It's over here anyway. It's over here, guys.
It looks a fast surface, doesn't it?
On the line, guys.
Already
not
seen
early.
the opening
Wait here.
7 minutes, plenty of ball movement.
The hulking frame of Royce Hunt, tackled strongly by Welch. Here's Dal Finucane. Won 2 premierships in 2017 and 2020 with the Storm. They stack a short side. Nico loves a short side, and he goes to work with Wilton here. Kamakamitha wraps him up, but they're down inside the red zone. And a one-handed pass again to Royce Hunt. Heavy involvement in attack for the front rower. 12 short. Moylan inside for Nukin there. Gee, that's a good tackle by Kamakamitha. They're in front of the post though. Hines beat one, goes back to Moylan. Moylan's going to send it up. It's out towards Ronaldo. A spectacular catch and an even better pass, and Wilton with a try.
We've got diamonds. We've got diamonds. Beautiful take there from Ronaldo. Isuzu MUX replay. Nice play here. Switches the point of the attack. No fullback there. He's on the other side. They isolate the winger, and then he comes up diamonds. Beautiful play. Love this play. Switch the point of attack. Move the fullback, and then isolate the winger.
Well, the whole set was brilliant. They got the tap for an offside penalty. They went down a blind side. They come back up to the middle of the field. They had the inside play to Dale Finucane. Then the switcher play with Nico Hines. Billy?
We see the class of both of these teams coming to the fore as soon as they get down in an attacking zone, but the importance of discipline. Penalty to the Melbourne Storm, they score a try. Penalty to the Sharks, they score a try. Discipline is so important in this game.
Teague Wilton, I like him as a player. One of those players that never let you down.
I'd best describe Ronaldo Mulitalo as an enigma. That was extraordinary, and that's a great kick by Hines. We're back level.
Let's stay behind, guys. Not early. This way, Cam. I should stay behind, guys.
What a fun start to Sunday footy. Arch rivals, these two clubs, and they've exchanged a try each. Both with wonderful skill. The kick from Grant, bouncing off the post for Tui Kamakamitha, and then Ronaldo Mulitalo has pulled out one of his best tricks.
There's an injury here. I think it's the mid-back rower. At least Katoa.
Blood.
They might need to stop the game here. In fact, Sione Katoa is going to try and help him in back play. Meanwhile, there's a penalty to Cronulla.
He's just a traitor.
They play with great width off the dummy half, Cronulla. Brayley's passing. Oh, he hit the shoulder, didn't he?
Looked like he got his arm caught. Yeah, I think what happened is he got his... it was Welsh's elbow or forearm.
An unscheduled early change here with Eli Katoa requiring some assistance. Big Nelson's out there. We might see him slip into a back row spot, which he played effectively actually towards the back end of last year. Remember, he was toying with oppositions playing out a little bit wider.
Let's go, come on.
Yeah, we run around chasing them when you're playing the Sharks. When the coach was interviewed by Billy Slater, he spoke about our defence needs to keep moving. We need to make our tackles in doing so. I'm not sure how many people are going to run straight at Big Nelson, but if he gets you, it looks like he could eat you.
Yeah. Just 2 wins from 13 previous visits to Amy Park for the Cronulla outfit. There's a lost ball from Hamlin Nuela. Oh no, it's a penalty.
What are we up to already? 3 penalties given away by Melbourne.
Nico is going to take the shot at penalty goal here at 6 points each. Oh, what a glorious view across one of the great sporting precincts of the country.
Just watching Nicho Hynes line up this goal kick. I see he's got screw-in boots.
Well, he's played enough football there too, so he's aware of the slippery nature, perhaps.
Players have to set of moulds and screw-ins.
Oh, he's pushed this. It's off the post. Where's Ray Price? Oh, it's a high tackle. Munster's been hit high. That's his old mate, Dale Finucane.
That was nothing.
No.
It was.
It's 5 penalties in 12 minutes.
Thanks, mate. Can we use those words? Hold it, guys.
I think Dale, he was almost going to apologise there, and he thought, no, that's not my go. And Munster, to his credit, bounced back up. Play on.
How hard are those kicks, Joey? Like, what was it, 35 metres out, nearly in front?
Not very. They're the ones you got to put them over.
Oh, that's smart by Grant. He runs it for Finucane, who was a bit slow getting back. He's third for dummy half runs in the comp, Harry Grant. He's also the 4th leading tackler in the competition. What a player.
Well, that's the second time he's touched the ball, Munster, and he's run both times.
Here's Big Nelson. He is playing out at right back row. Oh, gee, there's some units out there. Talakai versus a big Nelson Asa for Solomona. Now, this is a thunderous kick by Hughes and a wonderful take by Sione Katoa. He got a stack of hang time under that.
You can see all the escorts getting in front of Xavier Coates. It looked like there was 3 Cronulla defenders. All became a bit of a road bump for Xavier.
High quality start. You would expect this against a couple of teams who share a tense history. The Sharks' top 4 finishes last year. Melbourne always a contender. And a high-stakes game as we pass the halfway mark of the year. A top 4 spot is one element of this, but on the flip side, you don't want to slip down the ladder to that peloton around 8th place, because it is so congested and competitive for places in the bottom part of the 8 that if you fall into that group, then you're sort of at the mercy of what might happen around you. King now.
The for and against is also very interesting. Melbourne's for and against is, I think, -1, while Cronulla's is +80.
Now Hughes with an adventure. Important tackle for Finucane. Both these halves, dynamic ball runners. There was no marker. Oh, that went wrong. That was a real chance.
Nick Meaney. It's all right. Just there, Will. Just there. Where you at, Will? Just there.
Harry Grant couldn't believe his luck when he looked up there.
Dale Finucane got left on the ground. You can see he's a little bit wobbly.
Well, he jumped up over the advantage line, Harry Grant, and Nick Meaney spoke about it before the game. He's one of your targets. When Harry Grant goes, you just chase him, and he was pointing down for a kick. I don't think Harry found any room. There was any room for a kick. He went for a pass and didn't work. But the mentality's the right mentality. If Harry Grant runs...
Oh, Talakai squeezes one out, and it's gone to Harry Grant. And Melbourne back with it in prime position now. Oh, Harry, he's liking the look of the Sharks' defence in the middle at the moment. He doesn't need too much of an opening, Harry Grant. He's lightning from dummy half. He sends it through Munster, a dummy. Again, he takes on the defence. He left Finucane behind. He's going to kick it. Ooh.
Well, you can't question Munster. You just got to let him play. It wasn't the right option.
Out of the way, play.
You cannot. You can see him slapping the ground. He wasn't happy. But that's the way he plays.
You don't want Matt Moylan taking hit-ups in that position. They nearly threw him in the Yarra. Oh, that's a determined run by Ronaldo. Harry Grant saying he lifted a knee there, I think. Brayley working with Nicho Hynes. Oh, it's another errant pass. And Melbourne have got them shot. It goes to Remus Smith, and Warbrick is going to score his 7th try in his last 10 appearances.
But you can see Matt Moylan straight away realising once the ball had hit the ground that they were short of troops on that left-hand side. And on the other hand, you can see Melbourne, all they need to do is get that man in a position with a bit of space on your Zuzu Emiak's replay. Browley goes out the back. Nico Hines sees some Blues jerseys on the inside. Talakai just can't quite take it. Tui does a great job. Finds Hughes, finds Smith, and you can just say they just want it desperate to get it to Big Will. This is what he does. New Zealand Sevens player. That's just gold. 10-metre blind sides. Plenty of space in front. Hughes, nice quick pass. Billy.
Yeah, a couple of errors from the elite players in our competition. The first one was Cameron Munster kicking the ball on play one, no chasers. And then Nico Hines comes up with a pass that just wasn't on. I thought Tui Kamikamica did a great job just to get the ball to Jerome Hughes. You see here, Nico Hines throwing the ball out in front of Talakai. Just watch Kamikamica gets the ball to his classy number 7. And then there's the space. Remus Smith, drawing pass, and Will Warbrick. He's having quite the season, Will.
So Will Warbrick, in his first genuine NRL campaign, gee, there's a player there, isn't there? He's still learning the game. Meaney in his 100th can't swing it back. The latest in a long line of freakish try-scoring wingers for the Melbourne Storm, Will Warbrick.
He scored some great tries. In that corridor, I've seen him take on a few plays, beat him on the outside. I think we'll have a nice little highlight reel when he's finished playing rugby league. He scored some great tries.
So you could compile a nice highlights reel of all the great Melbourne Storm wingers over the years and some of the magic that they've conjured. Meaney. See, they're making some yards through the middle here, Melbourne, and Big Nelson now.
That was on the back of a Christian Welch late offload again.
Ball over to Remus Smith, his 96th appearance today. Got a few nearing the century. Justin Olam would have been playing his 98th game today, if not for that head knock. Pinpoint kick again by Hughes, who's getting a lot of air underneath these high kicks and allowing the chasing team to get down to pressure the back bend. Emma, some breaking news.
Matt, so Eli Katoa is gone for the game, not because of the concussion. He was cleared of that, but he's got a nasty cut above the eye. The medical staff are telling me he can't see out of the eye at all. He's going to need stitches. He's gone for the game.
Okay, bad luck for him. Thanks. Oh, look out, Nico. He's thrown another one to the opposition.
Well, Craig Fitzgibbon would be pulling his hair out. Oh, he wouldn't be. He hasn't got any hair, but
that happened a while ago.
Yeah, he would be pulling his hair out.
Eyebrows.
There's none there either, Freddie. They're gone. Oh, they're just shooting himself in the foot. Terrible. Frantic, coming out of trouble.
Here's Harry, props, fires it out to Munster. A dummy, he ducked under Nikara's attempted tackle, and Finucane lands on his back.
He's really thinking run today, Munster.
Ronaldo in the fight. Warbrick versus Mulatalo. Warbrick's got it, and they converge and they pull him down.
Hold here.
The two most successful coaches in our game by winning percentage against each other today. 60 Bellamy, amazing. 536th game Winning percentage, 69.3. And obviously Fitzy, very early in his career, but he wins at nearly 66%.
Just looking at the stats. Cronulla has completed 6 from 9 sets, but 3 of those errors were in their own area.
Here's Hines exploring. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
But once again, they're looking to play coming out of trouble. You can have ball movement coming out of trouble, but on the back of 2 or 3 errors in a row coming out of trouble, sometimes you've got to play conservative and just get to your kick. Like
There's a big risk.
That ball needed to be taken. It's just the concentration.
There is a big risk factor in their players. A lot of passing, a lot of movement. When you see the high shot, they're like little ants, all moving in position, all moving off the ball. When it works, it's very hard to defend.
Well, they have to defend because this scrum is on Cronulla's 30-metre line and Big Nelson. Teague Walton prepared himself to mark Eli Katoa throughout the afternoon. There's a surprise. Welsh has been huge throughout the first 22 minutes of this game. Melbourne by 4. Are they about to extend the gap? Here's Marion Seve, his first NRL appearance of 2023. Played to Munster, now Xavier Coates. Runs to within a couple of metres of the line. They pass to King, he's the link man. Hughes away to Nelson. Wilton missed him. Finucane, he's actually made some really important tackles. Last-ditch stuff so far for Finucane. Hughes away, and Remus Smith won't get his way to the line, so they're making some errors here, Cronulla, but at least they've been able to defend them for the most part.
Yeah, they're defending the errors, but how much energy is it taking out of the petrol tank?
We are in the peak of Origin season. We're underway for 2023, and a reminder, tickets are selling fast for women's game 2 in Townsville and men's game 3 in Sydney. NRL.com/tickets. Get there. There's nothing quite like Origin footy. Here's Oregon Corfusi, who's on the ground now. Now Hines is going to kick on tackle 3 from inside his 20. And Meaney exploiting a pretty lackadaisical kick chase, actually.
That was nice footwork by Meaney. On the line, lost his left foot, made another 10 metres.
Stand there, Oregon, with me, Oregon. All the way, Brayden.
Now to King.
Up there, Oregon.
3 tackles down, and they're almost back where Nico Hines kicked at. Jerome Hughes to Cameron Munster and Trent Liero. Important tackle by Hines. Another rapid play of the ball. Karma Kamitha's going for a double here. What an offload. Harry Grant next to the sticks.
Yeah, beautiful play. Looking to go wide, the Storm. A lot of the times they're playing the short balls to their back rowers, getting in behind that rushing defence. Came to the left side, got Liero in behind the rushing defence. Isuzu MUX replay, and then on the back of that, really quick play the ball. Karma Kamitha says, give me the ball here. It tracks 3, gets a lovely offload around the corner to Harry Grant. And the Sharks have got to start again. They've got to start again and look to build the game the next 15 minutes of this first half. Just errors coming out of trouble.
Unlike the Sharks go play for play for play. While the Melbourne Storm will have a play, then they'll settle one in. The thing is, when you've got Harry Grant, the settle one is a nice long pass. He finds Kamitha and then wraps around and keeps himself busy. Billy?
Yeah, such an important position in the number 9. You see Harry Grant come into dummy half. He's got Cameron Munster on the short side. At number 9 position, they make the first decision with the football every play the ball. He didn't go to Munster on the short side. He went back to his big men through the middle. And then he supported Kamitha, who's having quite the game himself. You've got to watch those little number 9s. They make the first decision.
They're talking to Warren Ryan, one of my old coaches. The rap he gave me recently, what he thinks about Harry Grant, nearly knocked me over.
looking for us on that 10 plate. Keep looking for us on the 10. Not early, guys.
Well, this is a different Melbourne Storm outfit, and you sort of figured they would be. It's not often that they play so poorly as they did up in Townsville last week, but rarely do they ever back up a poor performance with another one. And this is a wonderful start. They've had the bulk of possession, and Harry Grant has been at the forefront of what they've done. 16-6.
Well, they've given 4 errors, the Sharks, and a couple of penalties as well.
Nelson running straight towards Matt Moylan. Have you seen a bigger mismatch?
Well, that's not fair. Get back in the middle where you belong, Nelson. Leave those halfbacks alone.
Oh. Could imagine Matt Moylan when Nelson shot it over his side of the ground. Oh, no, not you.
Once again there, Jesse Raymond getting up past the ball. Here's Nelson charging at Moylan. That's not fair.
Just Josh.
Another big kick by Munster. And here's Kennedy trying to bust through the first wall of kick chase. Now, what does Cronulla do here? Do they keep playing expansive, or do they tuck it under the wing for the first time in the game? Great tackle, Liero on Mulatalo. Jack Williams on the ground now. Good quick play the ball from him, Brayley. And here's Ronaldo. Nothing elaborate through 4 tackles of this set. Brayley with a run himself, and he's up to the halfway, and that's the most productive yardage set that Cronulla have put together in the game so far. And it concludes with a Hines kick down the right-hand channel. Coates running backwards. 16 tries for Xavier Coates in 14 games at this ground. And Warbrick, oh, there's a bullocking run.
Charges, doesn't he?
They always get their wingers right, don't they, Melbourne? They know what they need. They know what their team needs. They obviously teach them certain skills, and they spot it early. They just signed Warbrick for another 3 years.
You see that set of 6.
Oh, good hands.
3 plays in a row. They went at Matt Moylan. So what's coming out of trouble? They're channeling a lot of their move down their right side. The Storm getting Moylan's tackle count up already. Moylan's up around 13 tackles.
And Moylan's got his hands on his knees and he's hunched over. What a catch by Coates! Oh no, the line was wide open. Wide open.
Where you are?
Yeah, they both wanted a piece of the cake then.
On the line, both feet. On the
It
line.
looks so inviting. Xavier Coates flies above Katoa.
Knowing Munster, he wouldn't want a piece of cake. He want the whole cake.
He did all the work, Xavier. Look at that.
Oh, dear.
Line open. That's a gift. No cake for you.
This is dangerous for Cronulla. That, gee, Melbourne are just opening them up here. A lot of it's come from Grant, but right across the park, they look very vulnerable.
And Matt Moylan already made 15 tackles. It's nearly topped the tackle count.
Oh, he's gassed too. He's struggling to keep up with him at the moment. You can see he's just off Finucane's left shoulder. He was on his haunches as that kick was launched high in the air. Trying to get some oxygen back in the body. Hines now. Pretty casual kick chase here by the Sharkies as Meany takes it. And Nikora is down there. So is Korfusi. Liero, oh, missed there badly by Jesse Ramian. And again, plenty of yardage for Melbourne. Sevaz nearly pulling through the line.
Well, they're just losing every tackle at the ruck. They just can't control the go forward at the moment of the Storm, and that's on the back of the fatigue.
Great offload, Grant. Meany there, looking for a try, and he's 100th, though he's bounced straight through them.
Just pulling through tackles. So much fatigue.
Oh, there's some flimsy defence by Cronulla. Grant to the line. They're trying to get underneath the ball. Your guess is as good as Ashley Klein's.
Coming up to the last
Well, that was
tackle.
instinct.
I have,
You just saw such a great play of the ball.
Offside, or he doesn't retreat to the line when he makes contact.
Well, they went 80
penalty.
metres. They
There'll
went
be a penalty
80,
if he doesn't score.
80 metres in that set.
It's going to be tackle 1.
Yeah, the tank's low.
Yeah.
The petrol tank's low on the Sharks. They've got no energy. They can't complete a tackle. They're just rolling over. Harry Grant just thinks, well, I'm just going to take the ball here and run over the top of someone. And there's
Ball's
the ball
down.
there. He scores the try.
It's down.
Just looking to see if the ball gets to the ground.
Oh, I'm not sure what camera they're watching, but that's his instinct. The play of the ball was that good. There was no way he was passing it.
Ball looks very close to the line at this point. We're just checking any other available
It's put a
angles.
pothole in the ground. Call the council. You're going to fill that pothole.
Where's Gaza?
Cool. I won't say anything about it. It'll take them 2 months to fix it. Billy.
Oh, Harry got a bit of the cake there. He got plenty of it, actually, but it was earned by his teammates. Started with Xavier Coates and Marion Seve.
At this point, the ball is on the ground. We have a decision.
Of course we have a decision.
Get a bit of asphalt out there, Billy. Pothole fix. Harry Grant, 2 tries. His first double in an NRL game.
I find that hard to believe. It's his first double. What a player.
I think he's had plenty of double try assists.
What a player. Look at
Look at he's just probing. Late offload. Look at the people sweating around him. You know, Zuzu MUX replay. Look at this, sees player down, just gets the ball. The marker, fullback goes back, retreats back to the line, and Grant just targets him. Smart.
This could get really ugly by Cronulla. They cannot keep up. They've been blown off the park.
Well, they just got to start again.
Well, they need to get to half-time, Joey. You can just see the fatigue in that last set of defence.
It was on the back of those 3 or 4 errors coming out of trouble. So the Storm, they're not using any energy, getting back on side or defending.
Stay behind!
Well, many would have been anticipating a real grind here in Sunday footy, but the Storm are running 4 tries in the first half hour. %61% possession count, 15 completions from 17 sets. Here's Tarek Sims, just his 6th appearance of the season. Oldest player out there. Tarek at the age of 33. In fact, interestingly, the only player in the Melbourne team aged 30 or over. It goes to show you the regeneration that this club has embarked on in the last 6 months or so, or since the end of last year, turning over those veteran forwards. Kennedy. He was buried there. And now Sione Katoa. And the effervescent Cam McInnes on the ground, and picking him up and taking him for some sort of an amusement park ride that isn't all that funny. Hines through, almost. Brayley there backing out. They said he was tackled without the ball. The referee didn't agree. Now top potato stuff. Back to McInnes, now to Moylan. Fires a pass straight out for Talakai. Beat a couple of them. Got to Nelson, who grabs him around the legs. And then in comes Remus Smith in conjunction with Tarek Sims. Cronulla steady the ship with some points here. Nikora, and now Jesse Ramian. Tackled strongly by Sebet. Here's the last. Hines airborne. Katoa tried to weave a passage through there. A couple of Storm players got in the way. It was all legal.
Well, once again, echo on the words of the coach that the defence had to keep moving. The ball spread out to the left, and you just see the white jerseys just getting across their little white wall, just moving across, shuttling into position. They know they're going to be spread around here. They just need to keep moving all afternoon.
Grant with numbers down the left edge. Liero tackled around the legs by Nikora. Hines wrapped up the ball also. Stronger defensive set by the Sharks. Torp. An old-fashioned torpy by Munster, and he hit that flush.
Kick to the Seagulls, Matt.
Torp was all the rage back in the early 90s, wasn't it? Then
Well, the
went out
ball
of
he
fashion.
kicked. The balls were easy. The leather balls, if you nailed them, they used to fly on a torpedo.
There's nothing quite like the look of a beautifully hit torpedo, though. It swirls through the air.
Especially by Matt Bird. And those things fizz around.
Used to kick him in the AFL years ago, too. Don't see him anymore. Kennedy, Talakai. Here's Ronaldo trying to get down the wing. He dinks a kick through, and he's absolutely pouring through after it, and Meany gets over there to tap it over the back. Well, that's more encouraging.
It's all diamonds today for Ronaldo. That was great play. First time they sort of got in his shape and had some backline movement. And Talakai frees up his winger. And that's great skill. Gets the kick in. Now, Cronulla have got to be thinking patience here. Can't be worried about scoreboard pressure. They've got to get through to a kick. Billy.
Big effort by Xavier Coates coming from the left-hand side of the field just to save the day, just in case. Travelled some kilometres. Munster goes short.
It's cleared the 10 in the air, which means both teams can play it legally, and Warbrick's got it back from Melbourne. Well, it's all working for the Storm today. Oh, and another one.
You get the restart, you feel like you're going to get a piece of cake, and then they take the cake away from you. Let's go, no.
Stop talking cake, I'm hungry. But once again, they got Moylan at marker and then got at him again. And they get a penalty for not being square. They're working Matt Moylan over on that left side.
Gee, they're hard to run down Melbourne at the best of times, particularly at Amy Park. 22-6, handy lead. There's Tom Eisenhuth. Tradesman Tom. Grant, Munster into the line.
It's all run today for Munster.
Oh, Williams is taking forever. He's buried underneath him. One-handed scuba run by Grant. Well, he's running pretty much at every opportunity also. Over to Eisenhuth. He's thinking of fashioning a kick through there on tackle 4, but he thought better of it. The ball spews out the back with a legal offload. He hadn't called held yet, the referee. Ball out to Munster. Dragged down on the 10 by Williams. Hughes kicking towards Xavier Coates. He's got a running leap at it. Up he goes, and he puts it down in remarkable fashion.
Wow.
He's the best in the air in the comp. He's got to be.
When you're such a great catcher, what it allows you to do is kick it further downfield towards the try line. And you watch Jerome Hughes has a look over the left and thinks, well, if I put this into the end goal, he's just got to catch it. He'll get above Katoa, which he does. Puts it dead on the try line. Now, Isuzu Emirex replay. What a sight to see when Xavier Coates gets off the ground.
Look at the way he uses his hips. At AFL, like, he gets up. Does he hold it? Yeah, he holds it. He uses his hips. And as he hits Katoa with his hips, he moves and swivels off it. Now they get AFL players in to work on their catching. You can see him get up with that knee, trying to get up on the opposition's shoulder. And they get up early. But just to watch the way he uses his body. He'll go up, hit, twist, and then comes down with it. That's spectacular.
So you saw on screen 17 tries in 15 games at this ground, and he wins 80% of games that he plays at Amy Park in a Melbourne Storm jersey.
Be good to get hold of Billy and just ask how much do they utilise the AFL and the catches down there.
Yeah, it's something that they do a little bit of. Obviously, it's in their backyard, but do a lot of work internally on their kicking and catching, so obviously paying dividends.
Supreme athleticism from Xavier Coates, and they are winning all across the park today, Melbourne, at 28-6. Sims now. Eisenhuth, good ball, numbers, Nelson. Galloping free. Big Nelson with a brutish run upfield. That's unbelievable. Oh, there could be more points before the break. There's still 30 seconds. Hughes away to Tarek Sims. Couple of plays until the siren. Oh, another try here, and it's nearly impossible for the Sharks to get back into it. They're defending for their hopes in the game, you fancy. Munster, backhanded flick, an unbelievable effort. Another try. This is sublime football by the Melbourne Storm.
It all started on the right-hand side. This was the set of 6 after a try. It was Jerome Hughes and Big Nelson over on the right-hand side. I think I've seen this in under 12s, where you got the big guy just running through, players just peeling off left and right. You know, Zuzu Emirex replay. And they just had to find their good players. Hughes, Munster, and there's just space. Look at all the doors in there. He comes up with the flick pass on the left hand. It was a borderline pass, but you can't give Munster doors. He just goes straight through them. They just need to find the good players. Hughes finds Munster. That's trouble.
That ball in 2 hands just gives you time. Makes the defence not look at the ball player, looks around. Big half time for Craig Fitzgibbon. Big half time.
Xavier Coates, a double in the first half. 6 tries. And they've all oozed quality. It's a memorable afternoon for Nick Meaney in his 100th, and at half-time, the Storm are running roughshod over the visiting Sharks at 34-6. Vintage Melbourne Storm at home at Amy Park, and they are clinically dissecting the visiting Sharks. It's 34-6. Heading into the second half, and Andrew Johns, Harry Grant and Cameron Munster. The 2 Origin stars have been brilliant.
Yeah, this is Munster. Look, ball in 2 hands, staring at the defence. You can see the brain ticking over. He sees Ramian slide out and then manufactures a backhand flick pass. But that's Munster. Ball in 2 hands, watching the defence and reacting. in good form, the Storm.
Oh, they really are. 6 tries to 1. A place in the top 4 at stake here. On that basis, they're entitled to think this would be a closely fought contest. Oh, what about that? Doesn't that just sum it up so far?
Well, he kicked towards the post. And you can see Brayley going back, and he's looking at the crossbar, he's looking at the posts, and then it just balks him. Watch this.
Oh, he's nearly won the crossbar challenge from the kickoff. And a tap down, apparently off Cronulla. They're saying it was off a Melbourne player and are appealing for an offside, but they didn't get the call. Oh, and well, there's the strangest start to a half we've seen all year.
There's something must have been the Gatorade at half time.
Someone spiked it.
Where was the play the ball? Where was the dummy half?
It was Nelson. Took him 6 seconds to bend down.
The Gatorade had a strange amber look to it, they're saying at half time. Here's Wilton now. Pardon me, McInnes. In fact, it was Williams, 3rd time lucky. Now McInnes, 6 out from the halfway line. And Nico Hines. A pretty harmless kick, that one, and Meaney fires it. Well, a challenging ball over there to Xavier Coates. He had Katoa right up in his face. Now Maori Unsebe, who we haven't seen in NRL football since the elimination final last year that Melbourne contested against the Raiders. Nick Meaney. And they go early to Big Nelson, who stepped away from Matt Moylan, much to his relief. And now big Tarek Sims. Just dominating the middle of the field. Another powerful set here for the Storm. And the kick will come from inside Cronulla's 40. Oh, they've allowed it to bounce. There was a bit of yours about that.
I think Fitzy said at half time, we'll see how we can go not talking to each other this second half.
Oh. Handled very strongly by Eisenhuth, and now here's an opportunity. Nikora, he beat Coates, he got it to Kennedy, a dummy from Kennedy, he's trying to run away from Meaney. Oh, he's thrown it back on the inside, will they score? Katoa gets there, well he is absolutely safe with Kennedy's block.
He's out, Matt.
Has he got over the sideline?
He's out, Matt.
Oh, he's bombed it.
Meaney.
Coming up to the 6th tackle, have no try.
Meaney.
He went over touch.
In his 100th. What a tackle. Talk about by the
The
fingertips.
feed here of Will Kennedy.
He's at the line.
At this point here, his foot is on the touchline and he's still in possession of the ball.
Wow.
We have
Billy.
a decision.
Yeah, big play by Nick Meaney, as you mentioned, Freddie, playing his 100th game, and he's really developed as a fullback. He's got that passing game, he pushes through the middle, but this effort has always been in his game. You see him, he was beaten all ends up, and then he came again within metres from the try line. That's
Jesse
a desperate
Raymond.
tackle.
Watch
34 to 6.
Look at Jesse Raymond's reaction. He was in under the sticks.
Oh.
Pass it. He must owe William Kennedy some money or something. He was in under the sticks.
He must be quick, Meaney. Like in the first half when Ronaldo made the break down the left-hand side, he kicked the ball and Meaney actually had to turn, go back, and he retrieved it before Ronaldo.
Here's Harry again.
He's got genuine speed, Nick Meaney.
Well, that could have been an ideal start to a potential comeback by Cronulla, but it's a slaughter job. Notwithstanding the great defence by Meaney, and what a lovely kick to the in goal. Now Kennedy, can he outspeed them? No, he can't. He's trapped.
What a play. Harry Green.
Nick Meaney's down there again.
What a play. Play 4. 40 metres out. Looks up. Sees the fullbacks is shallow, so he just gets out, 40 metres out, 41 metres out, finds space. And look at his teammates supporting the kick. Mooney gets down there, Big Nelson gets down there, Munster's down there.
What just happened with Nelson?
Nelson was being Nelson off the Simpsons then.
What do you want to do, Harry?
They're going to take a shot at goal at 34-6. What a turnaround. They could have scored up the other end. Instead, that kick traps Kennedy and forces the mistake from an incorrect restart.
What Nelson here? Nelson looks like he's going to get the ball.
So you know you're in trouble when a team's playing party tricks 4 minutes into the second half. Yes, Billy?
I'll tell you what he did. He would have gave his coach a heart attack, because if anyone's going to grab the ball before the 10-metre line, it's probably going to be Nelson.
What are you saying? He's not a student of the rule book?
Well, I'm not saying that in front of him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, wise.
It's a huge dent to your confidence if you're the Sharks. That hurts.
Don't miss game 2 of the Women's State of Origin series live in Townsville. You need to be there to witness history in Women's Rugby League by heading to nrl.com/tickets. Secure your seats now. Queensland looking to seal the series in game 2, and the Blues, they have to win by 9 points or more. I see Samaima Taufa is back in the lineup for game 2.
Isabel Kelly.
Been named.
She's playing.
Great.
Penatani, I think she had a hamstring injury. She's playing.
Samaima Taufa is just an origin style forward. Plays the whole game, tackles everything.
Yeah, she's a machine,
isn't she? It's going to be a beauty. So Liero, captured by Hines and Kaufusi. Grant slips the ball away to Eisenhuth. There's Harry again. Look at all the room they've got. Munster, Grant, they're feasting on all this space. Like the cake in the first half. Oh, Hughes has been hit after the kick here. The referee missed it. Seen more innocuous ones than natural penalties. Oh no, I'll be back into it. (36-6). McInnes. He's back for the first time since round 11 this afternoon. You can see he's got that guard on his hand. It's been a thumb problem that's kept him out. Test at the back. A leaping contest. It's been won by Kennedy. He threw it at the back at Moylan. Well, that's not a bad effort, given it was a half volley kick. It couldn't have gone any more to Xavier Coates, but he got a good decent purchase on it. Another run for Munster.
Well, you can see Munster, he's had a rocket during the week off the coach.
That's his 14th, Joey. 14th run.
Have great success. You get their back rowers or players at the halves, and then they play off that.
Oh, look at Grant. He dropped the ball out the back. It wasn't a pass, but it bounced straight for Eisenhuth, who's there to scoop it up. And Harry's back into acting half in time for Munster to dink a kick up in the air. Coates is coming. Taken by Katoa. How many metres has Harry Grant run for? 119 from 14 runs.
Well, this will help.
Pressure on the neck. Trent. Come on.
I don't know what Munster's supposed to do there.
Just backed into his waist.
Super crowd. Great atmosphere. Amy Park, it's one of those boutique stadiums, and it captures the atmosphere. And the Melbourne Storm fans, they are a hardcore bunch. They turn out in less than ideal conditions right throughout the footy season, and they really provide great support for this remarkable club.
Well, he's lost that into Reema Smith's hands here. Reema Smith hustling in the tackle. You watch him driving his right hand into Talakai.
Look, he's got to run hard on this Talakai.
Yeah.
We know how damaging he can be. He's dawdling into the line there.
There was a great documentary on this stadium, actually, Matt, when they built it.
Yeah, right.
It had the highest technology in the world at the time. The systems that they used, the design, its efficiency with water and certain things. It's quite incredible, actually.
Well, we've got a quiet moment. Happy birthday message.
Are we going to sing?
You can if you like. It's Rabs' 80th birthday. I think he'd probably prefer not to sing, but happy birthday, Rabs. Hope you're enjoying a lovely day.
Shardy or two.
Speaking of Kate, we've been talking about Kate all afternoon. Oh, King, straight through. King's going to race away. He's run away from them all. The lock forward.
Well, this was just too easy. And once again, it's the left edge of Cronulla that just leaks points. The back rower goes in, Moylan stays out. Isuzu MUX replay, watch this. Teague Wilton go in, Moylan staying out, and Josh King. Look at him loping away, the big man. Hasn't he found a home at Melbourne? This will look great here. Teague Wilton comes in, Moylan's going out. Look at that gap. Go. Yeah, hasn't he found a home at Melbourne? He loves it. Look at him. Great stuff.
He's a popular member of the team too, by the looks of that reaction.
On the back of a good player. Well, Harry Green once again just gets out over the advantage line and straight away takes his team into the positive. Cronulla are on their heels, and Munster, when he's like that, he's just too hard to defend. Watch this, Harry Green just gets out. Straight away, Cronulla have got to stand still.
Oh, what a ball.
That's awful.
There's people moving everywhere in white jerseys, and they're just guessing the Sharks at the moment.
Craig Bellamy has those army camps where they torture the players. They do all sorts of tests, sleep deprivation, and they just absolutely flog them for 3 or 4 days. And then at the end of it, the SAS guys gives him a report on different players. He said the best they've ever had was Josh King, the report that came back about his character.
I think the worst was James Maloney. He fell asleep at the post.
That was before the start. Kick successful. And further testament to the character of Josh King, Andrew. He came through when Newcastle were having that really awful period. They were right in the doldrums. And he lost his first 13 NRL games. Heads to Melbourne. And he's part of a quality lineup now.
Well, he's a Melbourne Storm sort of player. Craig Bellamy, he gives them simple jobs. And once they nail those simple jobs, then they build on that. So many players go down, in particular big men in the middle of the field. He revives them. What a coach.
Any thoughts on a pre-season commentary, military-style Craig Bellamy camp? Here's Nico Hines, Nikora, Katoa. Look at the defence. They've all got over there, and they're going to get it back from a loose ball. Well, that is just so good for Melbourne.
Oh, look at that.
Jumpers in the frame, as they say, and they were all coming over to cut off the try.
The high shot of this will look so good. They had him on the edge. They stripped him of numbers, and then watch the players come from everywhere. They've got a 2-on-1. They're all sprinting. No one's walking. The ball goes to ground, and look at the Melbourne Storm jerseys there.
Well, that's the play they'll celebrate in the video review. There's Tariq Sims. He's played a good role since he's come on. With the scoreline the way it is, things can get out of hand, but he's shown his experience, Tariq. He's had a couple of runs and just put the ball under his arm, just straightened them up when they needed. And they're just coming up with a valuable scrap.
A break for the former Newcastle forward. He's all Melbourne now. Eisenhuth. Grant working with Welsh, who's back out there. Gee, couldn't have done much more to earn Billy Slater's attention this afternoon. Christian Welsh's first stint was sensational. Grant down the short side left. He passed himself there. I think he's knocked it on into a Sharks player, surely. Yeah.
10. It touches the Cronulla player. On the line.
He's on that era, Billy Slater. If you're listening, I wouldn't pick him in Origin. Harry Grant. He's not your man for number 9, mate.
Stand now, you drop.
Sorry, mate. What was that?
Yeah, don't worry.
It's good fun trying to get Origin info out of the two coaches in between the games. Might hook them up to some torture contraption. Forward pass.
Yeah, it's not their day. There's a real option there. Brayley gets out of dummy half, double pumps to get the marker, and he gets the marker to bite on him. And the ball just goes forward.
Let's go over here, guys. Scrum, guys. Second rows and locks blind. Hold here. Just past the line. Just past the line.
I haven't seen Wayne Grove until now.
Sorry, guys. Go back. Second rows locks blind.
42-6 down. Call comes down. You're on. You sure, coach?
Break.
Sever. Another offload. They just can't wrap up a tackler, can they? Munster now. That compounds it. Set restart. Oh, they're not got in the ruck. So, Andrew, just on Cronulla, I think...
Billy are definitely not picky. There's another error.
Yeah. I'm wondering what your overall impression about the Sharks is. Now, we mentioned at the start, they're 9-5 against top 8 opponents this year. Their record last year was 4 wins from 11 games against top 8 opposition. Notwithstanding that, they did make the top 4. And look, they can torch any team on their day. And you look at this roster man for man. You got to think they've got every right to be right up there in the reckoning, but they're not playing that kind of football at the moment.
Early in the year at home, when they were against the Warriors, there was alarm bells that day. They're up by 20-odd points. And the Warriors came home over the top of them. And then last week, big build-up for the Brisbane game. Brisbane 20 on them again.
20-12.
It's hard to get a read on. But it's not the same team from last year.
Hines for Nikora. Do you see them being able to make the necessary improvement to make an impression in the premiership?
I think so. Look, it's there. We've seen it last year. Just today, the fundamental errors coming out of trouble in the first half.
They've got a pretty good run coming up, haven't they?
Bulldogs by Dragons, Tigers, Warriors. Another great catch by Warbrick. Goodness me, he's an athlete. A brutish carry back.
Hasn't he been a find?
Brad, your thoughts overall on Cronulla?
Well, Toby Rudolph comes back. He provides a lot of energy and gives them a bit of character they need sometimes, I think. I feel like they lack a bit of size, so sometimes going forward, they use it by moving the ball. And as you can see today, it hasn't quite worked and they've come up with errors. I think by doing it that way too, you also gas yourself a bit. You don't have very many easy sets where you're not thinking and moving.
Here's Sebe once again. Oh, they've got another set of 6. Munster, he threw it NFL style and Hines got in the way. The only players they have unavailable are Toby Rudolph and also Cade Dykes.
Well, Dykes has gone for the year. He's done an ACL.
Yeah.
Rudolph's got that toe injury.
19,
I'm pretty sure he's back. No, someone told me earlier.
Right.
I think Gal might have mentioned a little bit earlier than that.
But Rudolph excluded. This is pretty much their best side.
It was after being beaten last week convincingly. I think there was going to be a reaction. It's a nice day.
So Graham and Nico and Kennedy, and this is their most potent side. It gets over to Talakai. He's wrapped up around the bootlaces by Jerome Hughes. Hines ventures into the middle of the ground and throws a kick over the top, which no one really competes for, and then Katoa drops off the tackle. McInnes come racing out, trying to ignite some enthusiasm with a big tackle. Sebe evaded his attempt at a big shot, and now Liero.
Well, I'll reserve my judgment on Cronulla till next week. They got the Dogs. I think we're doing that game on Sunday.
Back at home.
Back at home, yeah.
It's Karma Kamitha. All over the top now, and Remus Smith with it.
Well, they just can't win a tackle. Look, they're playing the ball, leaving players on the ground, one marker, they're just rolling forward. And they get a penalty.
Oh, tackle 4.
Got to clear the ruck.
He's hilarious, Harry Grant. Here, watch this.
Play on.
Quick play of the ball. He's off.
Karma Kamitha. Well, Cronulla are another team that are a different side at home, much stronger. But when you get to the big games, you've got to beat the good teams on neutral grounds, don't you? You can't just thrive at home. Grant dived upon by Wade Graham.
Well, it's been a tactic error of Grant there. I think that's 3 or 4 times where they've just dropped the ball backwards, like rugby union.
Go, Nelson. Guys. Trent, walk away. Walk away. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
The Gus Warland's Got You For Life Foundation in the NRL have teamed up to build mental fitness in grassroots footy with the One Pass at a Time campaign. One pass can change a game, and a conversation can change a life. You can buy a virtual pass at the QR code on screen there.
Okay, set, start. Let's see something here. Let's see Nico and Moylan go to work.
Hines kicks over the top. Big Tui Karma Kamitha gets back there but can't handle it, and Nico's not going to be able to get the ball over.
The great desperation. Harry Grant, look who's there.
Oh, just a sin bin.
Got to clear the ruck.
No, they might have had a case for a professional foul there, actually.
What a player, Harry Grant.
Hey, carry Christian up.
So right in front of the black dot here. So the Sharks with one try in the game. Hines, out the back it comes, and Melbourne are going to get it back, and Munster looks up and sees open pasture.
He saw open pasture. He was looking for someone fast.
Yeah, he didn't want to know about it.
He thought if I could just... Where's Nick Meaney?
He would have preferred to see a brick wall.
Munster's up to 21 runs.
It's amazing.
Great success, Melbourne, isolating where the halves defend, and they play off that. A lot of players in motion. Look, they get it. Nico Hines there, and then they play off that. Generally get a quick play of the ball.
Hughes plays away to Nelson. That's exactly what Joey just said. Nelson v Moylan. Graham comes from behind and drags him down. Not a hope in hell. Nelson at pace against the smaller man. And the ball goes for Smith now. He's missed another one, Moylan. It's a try.
Oh, he's done a hamstring here, I think. Remus. They're just pulling through tackles. Isuzu MUX replay. One-on-one. Nelson playing as a back rower. Frightening sight. And then they go wide once again, getting one of their players one-on-one. Moylan. Poor miss. Billy.
Their playmakers doubling up on their play. It was Jerome Hughes who put Nelson through a bit of a gap and then doubles up on his play last tackle. They decide to run the football. He finds his big centre and Remus Smith. They're playing their width well, but it's all coming off their halves.
Remus Smith, another one that's found his best football under Craig Bellamy. His 96th career game today. So there'll be another century celebration coming up for the Melbourne Storm. They had 70 parents down there at the start of the game to form a guard of honour at the start of this game, which helped celebrate.
They did. Well, I saw his dad this morning. I saw Tyron.
No, I don't know whether he was down there, but the overall, they had 70.
He must have got the later flight down there.
Well, I'm not sure of his travel plans, Andrew. He's off the ground, however, Remus. But if they're going to fly the parents down for 100 game celebrations, you'd want to be their travel agency, wouldn't you? Here's Meaney. Oh, great kick. He's having a great afternoon. The countdown is on to Origin 2, Suncorp Stadium. The Blues are hoping to level the series and send it to a decider. The Maroons looking to wrap it up in 2. Don't miss all the build-up and analysis from 7 o'clock in 2 Wednesdays' time. Exclusive, live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports. It's nearly on again.
Stay behind, guys. Stay behind.
Oh, don't tell me Grant's going to get the ball. They have got it back. It's Marion Sevet. Every bounce has gone for Melbourne today as well. And they've got a 5-on-2 if they can get it out there. Tui Kamakamitha wasn't able to get a pass on the outside. There's still 14 minutes to go here. Melbourne could score as many as they like the way things are going. Hughes. And here's Christian Welsh. Dragged down by Blake Brayley. 15 short of the Sharks line now. Munster looks in, plays out. Hughes goes to Sebet. And oh,
he gets
not
hit,
well here.
He gets hit a little bit high here from the inside by Royce Hunt. In comes from the inside. Does he get him high? Oh no, he ends up playing billiards, and it hits Moylan. It hits him, and his head goes into Matt Moylan.
It's been quite the reaction from the Melbourne Storm after last week's defeat from the Cowboys.
What do you think Craig Bellamy most happy with, the 48 or the 6 they've only let in?
Tariq Sims diving on that loose ball. He would have loved it. So last time they got beat by 50, Canterbury beat them 50-4 in 2003. The following week, they came out and beat Parramatta 50 points to 12.
That was Craig's first year as coach.
2003.
Storm's biggest win versus Cronulla, 48-6 in 2014. It's the same score as now. I think that one's about to be blown out of the water. Grant out at second receiver. Munster underneath. Toes it through. They're going to get the ball back again, are they? Oh, it's a knock on by Graham. Fair dinkum.
That's cruel.
Oh, this is one of those days for the Sharks.
Where's your captain?
Well, Wade Graham's knocked it on for sure.
No, but captain's challenge here, Bucky. Live decision was a knock-on against Wade Graham. Cronulla's challenging that decision on the 6th tackle.
The great Meadows against me here.
So Munster grubbers through, it gets legs.
The ball's originally kicked here from Munster. We're playing on at this point. Contacts the Sharks player.
Did you clear that?
The ball goes back of Nelson.
Did you clear?
Ball's now hit backwards from Nelson, playing on at this point. Doesn't touch any other player at this point. Ball is now knocked
It's
on
a
by
knock on
Graham.
every day of the week.
What's Wado doing?
He must have thought the cameras got turned off for a second.
The camera's never off, Brad. Maybe you
Middo, eh?
He might have wanted a breather. What's wrong?
Well, Middo said he didn't think it was a knock on.
Oh.
Emma, breaking news.
Yeah, it's a left hamstring injury for Remus Smith, so that's the end of his night with only 13 minutes left. They're going to assess how bad it is to see whether he'll be available for the next few weeks. As soon as he got up from scoring this try, he grabbed it straight away, and you knew instantly that something was wrong.
So Olam missed this week with a head knock. They'll have him available for the next game. Nelson playing party tricks again.
We need Tariq back in there. Head up, Tariq.
Tyron Wishart, you can see at the bottom of the screen. Jumper 21. Oh. Hamlin Uele missed Tariq Sims. There's a bit of a Gerringong connection, actually, about the Melbourne Storm this afternoon. Tariq Sims and Tyron Wishart. Long way from Gerringong, Amy Park. We've got a lost ball by Meany.
On the ground. In the middle, guys. Shot clock on. Let's go. Shot clock on. Yeah. He lost in the rocks.
Hasn't he done a super job since he's gone to Melbourne, Nick Meany? He's been a critical cog in this team.
He's played from 5'8", hasn't he?
Yep.
Wing, centre, 5'8", fullback.
He's from the north coast of New South Wales, from Ballina, from up around that area. As you said, started his career at Newcastle, went to the Bulldogs. And one of those players goes to Melbourne and grows a leg.
The road to the Swimming World Championships in Fukuoka, Japan is on for our Aussie swimmers, and you can catch the World Championship trials live from the Melbourne Sports Aquatic Centre. Exclusive, live and free on 9 now, from Tuesday coming until Sunday, June 18. The very best of our swimmers are looking to seal places in the World Champs, and it is a massive 12, 18-month window, because this is all heading towards Paris next year. So you'll see the big guns in the pool in Melbourne. Make sure you tune in during the week. Hines kicking out towards Ronaldo Mulatalo's wing, but another great take by Will Warbrick. I actually can't think of too many occasions where the Cronulla outside men have even contested these high kicks this afternoon.
Well, they haven't really been in that sort of positive position where they've been coming onto the ball and stretching the defence. The last couple of kicks have been to wingers just standing still on their own. Just haven't had any pressure on the defence at all at Melbourne. And I think if Melbourne get fair income and want to finish off the game the last 10 minutes, there'll be another couple of tries.
Beautiful long pass. Finds Munster. Maliero versus Hines. Without an assistance from Ramian. Stopped just shy of the Melbourne 40-metre line. It goes back for Jerome Hughes. Straight to Mulatalo. He's trying to set Talakai up to run down that left-hand edge. And he's wrapped up pretty comfortably in the end, 10 short of the halfway. It feels like a long time ago when Ronaldo set up that miracle. Shywell Finucane's back out on the park and he's dropped the first touch of the ball.
It's just one of those days for the Sharks.
Now Eisenhuth. Harry Grant. Munster again. Another run. Another beautiful pass. Hughes into the backfield. Flimsy defence. A try under the post. And a half century for the Storm.
Oh, that was too easy. Too easy. But that's what you get with the genius of Cameron Munster. Ball in two hands, which makes the defence stop. Showing the ball around. Isuzu MUX replay. Watch Munster hiding the ball, showing it inside. Ball in two hands. The defence stops. And once again, their left side defence. So brittle. The Sharks. Billy.
Yeah, those two players on screen, they've laid on tries all day. This time they combine. It's Munster creating the opportunity, and Jerome Hughes, his little halves partner, he's there to support.
Hey, Billy, just want to ask you about Big Nelson. What's he like? What's he like away from footy?
Well, he's really respected within the group. He's just on the sideline here. He's a big human. He'd have to be 135 kilos, I reckon, but he's 27 years old now. He's just signed a long-term contract at the Melbourne Storm. He's actually coming off for a spell. The crowd are giving him a round of applause. I really think that he's got a whole heap of leadership in him, and I think he can be the next great front row leader of the Melbourne Storm. They've had some really good ones, starting with Glenn Lazarus, Robbie Kearns, Jesse Bromwich. So I think Nelson, if he knuckles down, he can be that next great leader of the Melbourne Storm.
It's ugly now. Women's State of Origin comes to a head in a couple of Thursdays' time. Can the Maroons sweep the first multi-game Women's Origin series on home soil, or will the Blues fight back and spoil the party? Thursday, June 22. Women's Origin live and free on the home of State of Origin 9's wide world of sports.
I can exclusively tip New South Wales will win by 10 points.
Oh, that's the special number, isn't it? Well, 9's the special number.
9.
But great stadium for it too. Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Wild about their footy and wild about their Maroons. Then there's the mad cow, speaking of wildness. Yes, Emma?
Yeah, Marion Seve has a Category 2 head knock, so still 9 minutes to go, which means he won't be back. But they think he's looking fine, which is good news, which means he should be available for the Tigers game next week. And Matt, the official crowd, 20,253 here at Amy Park. They are absolutely loving it. The Melbourne Storm flogging the Sharks.
Yeah, it's a great number, Emma. Just over 20,000 for Sunday afternoon footy. Lovely stuff.
That means Tyron Wishart, he's playing down the right centres. I think Trent Leroy is Liero. I was close. Trent. I was going to just say Trent. He's playing down the left centres.
Leroy.
Listen to that rapper.
He's a singer. He's a
rapper.
Kid Leroy.
Yeah.
Kid Leroy.
yeah, yeah.
Kid Leroy playing for the Storm.
I think so.
A good defender.
Just snuck on out there.
He'll be good in the victory party.
Jeez, he looks like his dad, doesn't he?
Better release. Wait, player in front. All right, go.
Come on, Sharks.
You got to release.
An unhappy homecoming for Dale Finucane. This remarkable record continues. Just 2 victories for the Sharks at Amy Park. Oh, dear.
Oh, no, he's done his, I think he's hurt his knee here.
Oh, that's a low. I think he's feeling for a lower leg.
No, he's still down. He twisted. Looked awful. And he's up, trying to move.
I mean,
he's holding that ankle.
syndesmosis. That's a lot of weight to twist around on a lower leg there. And Wishart.
What do we got? Talk through it quickly. What's the player? Just show me the player. Christian!
Oh, is this a hip drop?
Oh,
Christian!
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so you've dropped your body weight there, you've rotated and landed on the leg, so you're on report in the bin.
Queensland's 19th man for Origin 1 in the bin.
He's the one that's going to make the same decisions. So.
Can he challenge? Can he challenge? Cameron wants to know the bunker's giving him the call.
Bring him on. Tell him to come on. Tell him to come on, Brady.
Okay, well,
It's all right.
he's in some distress there. A big Royce as he who's assisted from the field. Moylan working with Hines and Nikora.
hardly seen Nikora today. One of the great edge line runners.
Now Hamlin Ruele. That's Cronulla's first 6 again of the game. Moylan, good footwork to duck inside of Wishart's. A charging attempt at tackle. Meany wraps him up. He's had a great game in his 100th, but they should strip them here on the left, and they do. Ronaldo's going to go over and score a late consolation.
Doesn't mean much, but it's a nice setup, this try. Nice execution. You realise Tyron Wishart's playing in the centres. They send the centre through. The fullback comes around. Oh no, Talakai goes through. Wade Graham it is on the Isuzu MUX replay. Just slips behind. Tyron Wishart comes in too much. Nice little tip onto the winger. You can score a try, Ronaldo.
.12 for the year. And his 3rd try in what is now his 2nd game at Amy Park.
Jerome, they looked at it, and because of the defensive decision...
So as it stands, this is Melbourne's biggest
Stay
win
behind.
versus Cronulla.
Stay behind.
A 44-point margin, usurping the 42 points they won by in 2014. you just didn't think that was going to be the case coming here this afternoon. There was so much to play for.
Well, you knew there'd be a bounce back from the Storm. Didn't see this coming, but
so less than 3 to go, and Dale Finucane is stopped there by Josh King. McInnes into dummy half. Oh, another one. That's just another one to the reel of
well, it's a Russian
errors.
defence. What, 77th minute, the game's won, but they see a threat. Watch the defence rushing out of the line on Kennedy, just putting him under pressure. And with that pressure comes a poor pass. Here it is here. Trent Liero or Kid Leroy coming out of the line, just pressures him, and the pass doesn't go to the spot. They're just relentless when they're in this mood, the Storm.
You've got to pick it up. Find in, Trent. Yeah, let's go. Top one off. Break. Stand down. Good job.
Is there one more for the road? Grant and Munster have been sublime. Just in time for game 2 of the Origin series. Here he is again, Harry. Just always a danger. Does his favourite pirouette, and he's put down 10 metres out. McBeanie inside to Tarek Sims. And McInnes stands up to him. He doesn't shirk anything, Cam McInnes, regardless of the scoreline. Couple short. Ball goes to Jerome. He's been taken out, Munster. That's a sin bin. Yeah, that is so blatant.
What do you do, Freddie? You take the 2, or do you go for a try? Send the fans home with a smile on their face?
They'll try. They'll have a shot.
Well, they got 12 in the defensive line.
They'll score one more.
Well, they've scored easily enough with 13 there.
This will be 60.
So much for the Cronulla staff to work through here.
Watch out, Sharks right edge.
Sims. Good tackle, Kennedy. 40 seconds remain. There's so much room out left there. If Tui Kamikamica could have got the ball away, he takes the tackle himself. Can they clock up the 60 points? Munster, Sims tried to fling it out the back there. It's gone to ground. Sharks have got it back, and they're in no hurry to get things back underway, I would think. Well, this has been
Where do you want it?
a categoric statement. After a bottom out last week, if you will, against North Queensland, Melbourne back home have just blown Cronulla away. It was on the back of a dynamite first half. And never at risk at any stage of this game. And it's all come off Grant and Munster, the 2 Queensland Origin stars. Melbourne's biggest ever win over Cronulla in Sunday footy, 54-10.